Welcome to Your Dragon Reclaimed. Hey there, beautiful dragon. Welcome to episode 74 of Your Dragon Reclaimed. You know what? 7 plus 4 is 11. That's an angel number. And we're going to be talking about energy of the highest integrity light. Just so happens in this episode. I cannot wait to share it with you because I feel like this topic is so incredibly important when it comes to the collective knowing and understanding the power of energy healing. Please remember to give this episode some love, give it a comment, share it with a friend, because the more you share, the more you spread your own fire by showing the world what you like and what you love, then that spreads the fire, the light, the love around the planet. I know why you're here. Let's talk about why you're here first. You are here because you carry magic. You are a magic maker. You are a mystic. You are somebody who holds fire and light within them. And it is time to bring that fire, that light, that magic, that mysticism into the world in new and different ways, in the ways in which only you can. Welcome to the show. What a welcome, right? So I feel like I can't wait to share this topic with you guys because it is really a big part of who I am as an energy healer. We're going to be talking all about what Reiki really is. Let's go back to the beginning, okay? So Reiki has been around for millennia, thousands and thousands of years. And it was thought to be practiced, 5,000 years ago by these ancient Buddhist monks. They were channeling Reiki and giving Reiki. And then it was this lost healing art. And then our godfather of Reiki rediscovered it in the late 1800s. Reiki comes from Japan. The name Reiki translates to mean, from Japanese, universal life force energy. What does that mean? What is life force energy? We're going to get into that because what I have been noticing, and even I had this experience at first when I was first learning Reiki, I wasn't fully comprehending the magnitude of what I was channeling. I think at that time, my human mind, I was just like baby spiritual awakening, just like waking up like a little baby waking up in my spiritual path and my spiritual journey. And so I didn't fully comprehend. And I think my mind would have been like totally blown and like, I don't know, like scared or freaked out if I would have known and understand. But now the collective is ready to receive it and understand it more. And that's why my guides are like streaming through my channel. Dana, please share this with the world because not every healer, I'm not talking about every single healer, but I feel like there's a lot of healers out there that don't fully understand or comprehend what they're doing when they're practicing Reiki. The collective does not understand the potency and power of energy healing. And we need something new and different, right? Because Western medicine isn't working. It's not doing its job. It's not actually helping. I mean, yes, in some cases it is, but when it comes to chronic disease, Western medicine isn't really helping a lot of people. It's really actually perpetuating all of the illness and disease that we have in the collective because it makes money, right? Western medicine is very capitalized in its work. And it's time for us to take our power back. It's time for us to realize that we have other opportunities. We have other ways of healing our bodies and our minds and our spirit. And it's really easy and it's really freaking simple. So here we go. So yes, Reiki came from Japan. The name is like so cute. Reiki. Oh, Reiki, it's so cute, right? But the power of this form of energy healing is like beyond comprehension because Reiki comes from the divine. What is life force energy? So the meaning of Reiki, universal life force energy. What is life force energy? You have life force within you. Life force energy is what gives us life. If you ask any Western medicine practitioner, here's how to stump them. Ask them, what makes the heart beat? And they'll say, very scientifically, oh, an electrical impulse comes in through the SA node and then that causes a contraction in the heart. Okay, where does that electrical impulse come from? It comes from, they don't know. We don't know, except actually I do know, and a lot of you do know. It comes from the divine. It comes from spirit. It comes from the creator. It comes from source. So we have life force energy that makes our heart beat. And then our heart beats and it spreads blood throughout our body. Life force is also known as prana in Sanskrit, in yoga, chi in traditional Chinese medicine, ki in Japanese, right? And so these Eastern medicine philosophies have known for a very, very long time that we have life force energy. It is in all of our body. Everything that is alive within us has life force energy. Every cell in our being has life force energy. Everything has energy. Plants, animals, anything that is alive has life force energy. And so, where does that life force energy come from? That life force energy, again, comes from the creator. It comes from spirit. It comes from the divine. It comes from God. Whatever word you want to use to describe the highest integrity light. And so, what does Reiki do? Reiki is creating a conduit, a channel, a catalyst between the creator, between the divine, and us here on earth. So I had an experience I shared in the podcast episode last week with a different healer. And I actually was taking classes from this woman. And what I was sharing in last week's episode was that she had like tens of thousands of followers. And I learned through working with her that just because you have, a gazillion followers doesn't mean that you're in integrity with your work. And she had some really interesting beliefs that absolutely did not align with me. And that told me like, I'm not meant to be working with this person anymore. She taught me a lot about my own energy and my own sovereignty and my own energetic boundaries. But ultimately, she also taught me that that's not my belief. But this person said to me that the Reiki container is contaminated. And so that just like blew my mind because that wasn't even in my awareness that Reiki could be contaminated. And number two, like Reiki isn't even in a container. Like, what are you talking about? Like Reiki comes from the universe. Like that cannot be contained. Anyways, so it made me think and understand, wow, there's a lot of misperception around what Reiki is, what energy healing is. And so maybe I was giving it some thought, and maybe like the person she learned from or the way she was channeling, it was contaminated. Because Reiki is simply, again, creating a conduit between the universe and the person that's receiving Reiki or the thing. You can Reiki anything. Again, you can Reiki animals, plants, cars. You can Reiki anything. But if you are like trying to manipulate the energy or make the energy do what you think it's supposed to do, if the human mind, if the ego is getting in the way, then it's not Reiki anymore. Reiki is channeling from the divine so that the life force of the other being and the life force energy from the universe can work in co-creation to create healing and balance in that person or that being's system. And you are the channel. That's all you do. It is a simple placement of hands. And the moment, like when you see on Instagram and someone's like, ooh, I'm doing Reiki, like that's not what Reiki is. Reiki is a placement of hands. And when you are trying to manipulate the energy, then you're letting your own ego come in, and it's not Reiki anymore. Please know that and understand that. I teach that to all of my clients. So Reiki is a way that the universe has given to us here on earth for us to connect deeply and receive the healing life force energy that the universe has to give us all of the time. All of the time. And when you think about how simple Reiki is, we have this simple gift, and it's available to us in every moment of every day. The universe wants us to be healthy. The universe wants us to be have high vitality. Except when the human mind comes in and tries to complicate things and search outside of ourselves, then yeah, healing gets really complicated and really frustrating. When we have energetic blocks, when we're holding on to old emotions, which ultimately after a long time, when we're holding on to energy blocks and old emotions that we're not processing and we're not allowing to move through our system, then yes, it becomes illness and disease. And a really interesting thing that I've noticed is that throughout the 2 decades that I've been giving Reiki to people, is the people that are open to receive it, the energy flows so beautifully. They're having like awareness, awakening after awakening, deep healing. Pains in their body that they've had for years are all of a sudden gone because they've moved that energy. But the people, I don't really get this anymore, but when I first started, I was working at a cancer center, and I was getting paid to give Reiki, but the Reiki was free to the patients there. And so some patients like would come and see me, and they were super interested, and they were like wanted to learn more about it. And maybe they had Reiki before, and I had patients come to see me who were like maybe not that open to it. And I noticed that the people that were open to it, it flowed beautifully. The people that weren't that open to it, it didn't do a whole lot. So when we are open and we believe and we trust that we have the ability to connect so easily to the divine, then it just flows. And the universe gives us so simply what we need. The universe wants to help us. The universe wants us to be healthy and full of life. And so I believe that this full comprehension, the full scope of what Reiki really is, has been dimmed because maybe our human awareness, our human consciousness wasn't ready to receive it. Or maybe, it's the outside forces trying to make everyone think that they need, other people or products or surgeries or medicine or pharmaceuticals, whatever, to fix them. But I believe the essence, the true essence of Reiki has been dimmed, and it's time for us to awaken it again. It has been my dream for so long that every human on this planet gets attuned to Reiki, because we all have the ability to channel it. We absolutely all do. And it comes down to your beliefs and your knowing and your trust that yes, I have life force within me. It is what makes my heart beat. It is what makes me alive. It is what gives vitality, life to all of the cells. And because I have it within me, I can connect to it whenever I need to. So that's really what Reiki is. Reiki is energy of the highest integrity light. It is nothing else. If there is something else that comes in that's not energy of the highest integrity light, it's not Reiki anymore. Do you feel that? Do you understand that? And so it's time for us healers, especially Reiki practitioners, to wake up to this awareness and start to channel. When you are channeling Reiki, channeling with that intention. I am channeling. I'm a conduit. I'm a channel. I'm a catalyst of energy from the divine. And it is our birthright. And so the universe gave us Reiki so we would have this gift here on earth, so that we could connect to that divine life force, energy from source, whenever we need it. Again, it's our birthright. It's our birthright. It is our birthright to practice Reiki. yes, we need to go through the attunements because of our human experience. And what the attunements do, an attunement is a meditative practice that a Reiki master gives to a Reiki student to clear their energy channels, because we've gone through this human experience and we've picked up all these false beliefs and we've picked up all these energetic blocks. And so we do want to have these like beautifully, clearly flowing channels in order to channel this energy of the highest integrity light. And so, how do you become a Reiki channel? You find a Reiki master that resonates with you. And I have a beautiful mentorship program. It's a 3-tiered program. It goes from Illumination, Reiki 1, to Symbols in Space, Reiki 2, to Reiki Master. And it's called Leading Light, because that's what we are. We are leading light. When we become a Reiki channel, we become a light for others, to lead the way for others. And so let's start to spread the word, because again, I don't feel like the collective fully comprehends this. I don't feel like even some healers fully understand what their true capacity is as a healer. And so let's start to spread this love and this light, the actual power, the actual magnitude, the actual potential that Reiki has to heal all of us and the world. Let's start to spread this knowledge and this information, beautiful dragon, because I mean, the planet needs it, right? We need it. The humanity, we all need this. So let's start to let it move. Let's start to share and express what we are truly capable of, because we have life force energy within us, and life force is what makes life. It's literally what makes us breathe and live and lets the blood pump through our bodies. The blood pumps through our bodies to all of our cells. Thank you, beautiful soul, for tuning in. This is such an important topic. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments. I love to answer your questions. And if you want to learn more about my Reiki mentorship, Leading Light, I'm going to put the link in the caption so you can click and you can learn all about it. And there is an application. So you just need to apply, and we'll get you going. We'll get you to becoming your own leading light and a leading light for this planet. So love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one. And we're going to just keep building and growing and expanding into our magic and our power.